All right, so once again, good morning and welcome to today's edition, on the Metaforce. So this is more like a leader's training to move us forward. So the Metaforce, like I always say, is actually a crowdfunding protocol. But why this crowdfunding protocol is unique is because we have some products, which is number one, the First Classic, which is number two, the First Boost. Then we have the NFTs, we have the First Coin, there is gaming. Let me just add Metaverse and stop here. The point is, there are so many products, but today we're going to be very direct. For now, in this ecosystem, what do we know? We know about the First Classic. Now, the First Classic is a combination of two metrics, which have slot 1 to what? Slot 1 to 10. I'm taking this like this for the purpose of clarity in case there are newbies in the house. Let's just follow it sequentially. Okay, so these are the slots that are available. It's a combined slot. Now, we already know from previous teachings that slot 3, slot 6, slot 9, and slot 12 are the S3 slots. So let's start from there. What is the S3? I'll clean this. So if we agree that slots 3, 6, 9, and 12 are the S3, how does it work? The S3 is a 1/3 matrix. And I call it a referrals matrix. I said this for simplicity, or you can call it a builder's matrix. What does this mean? It means that if you do not refer in the S3, if you don't refer anybody in this business, you will never earn slot 3, slot 6, slot 9, and slot 12. I repeat again. If you have not referred anybody in slot 3, 6, 9, 12, you will never earn this slot in the business. So in S3, which we drew on the board now, slot, this person will pay you, this will pay you, this will do what? Reactivate you. I know most of us already know this. But the question is, how do we continue to earn in the S3? How do we continue to earn slot 3, 6, 9, and 12? Let's go there. The continuation to earn is by building. We choose to refer 4 people directly, and these days, I assume that most people are seeing how their metrics is going. So, assuming you follow our rule of, let's say now minimum of 4, because I see some people are doing 6, which is still okay. But let's work with our 4. The 4, now that you have, they all will pay you in X3. It's just that because sometimes even 5, 6 people, if you have them, can pay you at the same time on the S3. The question is how. You can have somebody that did 1 to 3. That person will pay you on S3 slot 3. If another person at the same time does 1 to 6, the person will pay you on slot 6 on the S3. Another person that joins and does 1 to 9 will still pay you on 9 on S3. If the 4th person does 1 to 12 and you are already on 12, you still earn 12 on the S3. As a matter of fact, you will earn those 3, even 4 pairs of the 3, 4 pairs of the 6, 4 pairs of the 9, and 4 pairs of the 12. Because the moment you are recycled, the next earning will still do what? Will still drop. So the only way for us to earn in perpetuity in the S3 is for our leadership, our team to keep building. So if we have 3 or 4 persons that are duplicating, this will be 3, this will be 9, the next one will be what? 27, 81, 243, like that downwards. What is the implication of this? This person you are seeing now, let me say A1. It is B1, B2, B3 that will pay A1. But the B3 will recycle what? A1 to who? To, let's say this is U. So it means that if 27 levels is filled, everybody on level 9 will earn and recycle to people on A1 and they recycle to you. So the only way we can earn consistently on the S3 is not by us referring 4 or 6 or 12. That initial referral will only give us our first earning. The subsequent earnings comes from the duplication of the team, that is, of all your direct referrals to do the same thing you have done. So the key word to filling the metrics in S3 is what? Is duplication. It does not matter what you have decided to duplicate, whether you are duplicating 4 or you are duplicating 6 or 8. Why I'm writing 4, 6, 8 is that I've received so many calls and I'm saying, okay, for the leadership that have capacity, maybe you can take whatever you are taking to 6. Because at the end of the day, what gives you consistency earnings in S3 is what? Recycling. That's reactivation. So it is when, after, even if you bring 100 people, for example, as they are coming in, you will earn multiple times. But what must you do to earn consistently? Our consistency in earning is directly proportional to the collective activity of the team, even on the S3. What I mean collective activity, if I have 4 direct or 6 direct, I must work with my 4 or 6 direct to duplicate their 4 and 6, 4 and 6, because as they are duplicating, my direct are earning slot 3, 6, 9, and 12, and they are what? They are recycling back to me, because the recycling pays the upline. That reactivation pays you. So depending on the frequency of work that we have done, that is how we continue to see, slot 3, 6, 9, and 12. So for some of us now that have been calling me that you guys are not earning, we are not earning because our team have not started aggressive duplication. That's why in my teachings, all I've been saying ab initio is that we need to bring people who are willing to bring people who are willing to bring people. That is never about levels. There are people who started this project at level 1. They are already in level 7. How? Numbers. It's not just their own personal numbers. They have been able to get into the mind of people and show them the possibilities in the business, which is the capacity to make $1 million in 90 days is there. But the question is, what must we do? I use the word we because the chain is connected. The chain is what? Connected. So whatever numbers you have at S as direct referral, that is not the point. The point is whether they are 3 or 4 or 6 or 8, for example. Once they do not duplicate, earnings will not come. So as leadership, our primary responsibility is to use every avenue to educate, train, and get people on board, regardless of levels. So that is how the S3 model works. Duplication. For some of you here that have earned, I know people that have earned 30, 40K already, and there's a reason why you have earned. Maybe you have two very powerful duplicative legs where people are cycling back to you from every level, especially the higher level of 9 to 12. So you will get the same result from even your 1 to 6, because if you are building 1 to 6, it means if you have active leaders, you'll be making $20 times 2, which is $40 at the slot 3, and $320 at the slot 6. That is a full cycle. And if we were building even at 1 to 6 aggressively, you can make $40 10 times a day and $325 times a day. You see, that will be more than $3,000 or $2,000 as it were. So that is just the idea. So the summary here is this: whether you have 4 direct, or you have 6 direct, or you have 8 direct, or you have 12 direct, the most important thing is that we need to work collectively with these directs and we duplicate. It is in that duplication that the frequency of cycling is achieved. And it is how frequent your downline cycle, because as a cycle, they cycle back to you. As a cycle, they cycle back to you in the S3 is connected. So the S3 alone can give us, for those of us that have a 1 to 12, when the system start working properly, $15,000 to $13,000 is sure on a daily basis. That is, even if you duplicate, not cycle, you just earn 1 of 12, 1 of 9, maybe 3 of, or 4 of 6, and 20 of 3, because those 3 and 6, you have more. Now, let me use the opportunity to also answer some questions. People have been complaining, my upline went before me, my downline went before me. Listen to me, those things means nothing. It means what? It means nothing. Let me tell you why. If I am on 1 to 3, and my downline, for whatever reason, now upgrade 1 to 5, what have I lost? Because this is just level what? This is level 4 and 5, and they are both X6. Do you know on the X6, it's not every time somebody fill your slot that you will earn money. So you just lose either one earning or one dotting. But the moment you as the upline gets to, for example, level what? Even the level 5, before they cycle out of 4 and 5, because they overtook you at 3. Once you get to 5, before they cycle 4 and 5, you understand? And they move to 6. And you have also moved to 6 before you move to 6. This 6 will pay you. It will come back to you. And the 4 and 5, the next time they are cycling back, they will fall back in your structure. Because you are the one that connected them. You understand? You brought your downline. So contrary to popular opinion, when somebody upgrades past you, it is just a temporary setback. Because if I am on level 5 and my downline goes to 9, the only thing I miss on the S3 is that I will not be paid that first initial slot 6 and 9. But later, as I upgrade and go beyond my downline to 10 or 11, when it's cycling out of 9, it will cycle to me. When it's cycling out of 6, it will cycle to me. So with 12B. So for those of us that are experiencing that our downline did what, and yes, you must have missed one payment. The only thing is to step up You are connected to that person. The connection is not disconnected because the person overtook you. It's just a temporary setback. So, and also, some people will say they are looking at their chart, their board is not being filled. Your board is not being filled because we are not building organically, we are not duplicating. So the secret of the business is what? Is not the amount of direct we have, is the amount of direct that is duplicating. Like I have one very powerful leg that has given me more than $50,000, just one leg. Why? Because everybody on that leg, they are very aggressive. They are very aggressive and there is duplication, just one leg. So the truth is having 4 legs or having 3 legs or having 6 is not the issue. How many of them are duplicating? I'll keep writing this word, duplication. The secret of this business is duplication because if this is you and you have 1 direct, 2 direct, 4 direct, 4 direct, 5 direct, even 6 direct, only this one is moving like that. You see, these ones are not what? They're not duplicating. You just earn a one-time earning. Let's move to the X6. Please, if you have any question on the S3, write it down. S6. Now, we have agreed that slot 3, 6, 9, and 12 are S3. So I will remove that and cycle the X6 slot. So the X6 slots are, we already know this, but for the purpose of clarity, 1 and 2, 4 and 5, 7 and 8, 10 and 11. The X6 slot is this. U, the 2 by 2 matrix, which we already know. We already know that in the X6, whoever comes to your first generation does not pay you. What pays you is this one: pay, 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 recycle. Now, you see, the X3 and the X6, they are connected because it's all about what? Inflow. So back to the basics, it's about numbers because these numbers are you and the people on your board. What is the activity happening under them? Because, for example, this is already a continuous matrix, like we know. So people are supposed to drop here in this order and drop here in this order. Now, let me just show you something now. Scott has drawn this thing for us many times, but we don't understand. So assuming we enter in slot 1 to 12, let me just use 1 to 12. Let me use 1 to 6 now. Let's use 1 to 6. 1 to 6 for the purpose of this illustration. So if I'm on slot 1 to 6, and I brought in, for example, let's work with 6 persons for clarity. Now, if I brought this 6 person, automatically I will earn from what? I will earn from slot 1, which is $5, earn from slot 2, which is $10, and slot 4 and 5, which is what? $40 and $80. At the same time, 5, 10, 40, 80. 5, 10, 40, 80. This one will reactivate me. Now you have earned the first one, you are excited. The question is, how do you earn the second one? You see, this is 2, this is 4, this is 8, this is 16. For you to, now you have just 6 persons in your metrics. We are assuming now you're the one that filled the metrics, but it's possible you brought 4 and this 6 is filled with people of the same level. Now you have earned this and you have moved to your next level from your metrics, which is normal. But now the question is, when do you earn the second one? You see, you and these 6 persons are 7. It is your activity that will bring these 8 people. When these 8 people comes in, who earns is the people here. Let's call these people A1. So these 8 persons here, you can see my arrow, they will pay A what? A1. So for you to earn again, 16 people have to come down to the base to pay who? These 16 will pay A2. It is when A2 that paid you ends that you will do what? Earn again. So from 6 that you first of all earn your full money, 6 persons that was your metrics, for you to earn, you need to bring extra what? Collectively, bring what? 24 persons have to enter your metrics. These 24 persons now is a collective activity of the first 6. So at the end of the day, while we were teaching to bring 4 is that if you check it, for example, if these 6 persons under you bring 4, it's 24. It's 24. At that level, you will do what? You will earn your second level again. So the frequency that you keep earning in slots 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11 is how frequent are people coming to join your metrics. These people could be your direct referrals or your direct referrals or somebody from your upline. So the board movement is a collective responsibility, which I go back to the word duplication. So if we're duplicating on the S3, it's the same thing as duplicating on the X6. Because the inflow of people on any of the metrics, the only difference is that anybody that's not connected to you can pay you on the X6. While the X3 is only based on your what? Your direct referrals and their team to infinity, the connection. So the reason why some of us are surprised that we're not earning, maybe the first day we earned $2,000, and since then the dollar have gone on strike, is because the people in your community are on strike. They're not bringing in enough momentum to earn a lot of money. You have question on this, don't worry, write it down, you ask. Let me also ask something here, which is what? Which is if I'm on level 1 to 5 or level 1 to 6, somebody jumps me and does, I am on level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm here. My downline now goes on this slot, do 6, 7, 8. Have I lost? Like I said earlier, you will lose. This is downline. This one is upline. So, like I said earlier, we already know that you will lose slot 6. These 7 and 8 does not mean that it's not every time somebody joins you on the X6 that pays you. It might be that that person that came after you have recycled the first time, they dot these 2 spots. So it means he has just positioned you for the next dotting. So it does not mean that whenever people do every slot, you missed a payment, though it could mean you missed a dotting. But it's the same teaching. As long as you are the one that referred them, all you need to do is to work hard, not via borrowing money, via building and get to level 8 or level 9. At the time you are in level 9, when he recycles in 6, he will pay you. When he finishes recycling in 7 and 8, they will join your board again because they are connected to you. So I don't like it. I don't want all of you to be angry because your downline did this, your downline did that. The thing now is this, Nigerians, you can discuss with some people and it will not work. So as a leader, that is why you must do whatever it takes for you to grow. If it means getting 6 strong people that will duplicate quickly for you, because if you're on level 5, by getting 6 persons directly, you're already on level 7. When they move to 7 and 8, when they move to 6 and 7, you'll be in level 9. So to upgrade manually or autoly is easy, depending on our level of aggression. So permit me to say, for some of us who are saying upline moved, upline didn't move, is because we are sleeping on a bicycle. We are not working hard as we should, because every downline also want to advance. So when you have people like that in your system, what do? You aggressively, do the needful and move. But having said that, it is always good to try and work as a unit to help one another to move. But in case you have people that are a little selfish, you will need to begin to plot your graph the moment you start. That is for the metric. So in conclusion on the X3 and the X6, what we are saying is that the faster we duplicate, that is the frequency we will make money. The faster we duplicate is the frequency we will make money. That's why from the beginning, I keep shouting, this is what crowdfunding. It means people. So why are we surprised? When we have only brought in 10 people, our team has 20 people, we want to end 3 cycles. How is that possible? It's a game of what? Numbers. Everybody that I've heard me spoke, I keep shouting numbers, traffic. So if you want to make $100,000 in week 1, you have to work like a madman or a madwoman. That is how it works. That is how it works. Let's move to the products. Now, I will not talk about any other product except the one that is available and the next one that is coming. I realize people get easily confused. Now, for all of us that are here, let's go to product, and we're going to talk about the available products. The stable force classic coin and the NFT, which has what we call the royalty bonus, which is causing a lot of confusion. I will not explain what NFTs are. Go and Google it, go and Yahoo it, go and YouTube it. You see a lot of videos on NFT. Read, study. But I will show you the money, how it works. Now, it is no longer news that when you buy packages, for example, if you buy slot 1, which is $5, you will get 5 units of SFC. If you bought 1 to 2, which is $15, you get 15 units of SFC. Let me jump to 12. If you buy 12, which is $20,475, you will get 20,475 units of SFC. Now, this came as a surprise to everybody because it was not part of the picture. Don't forget, this is not the first coin. This is not the first coin. So this is a reward for buying a pool on the first classic. So it's actually stable first classic coin they are giving you. Now, Lado says, this is very important. Lado says that they are coming up with what? The NFT royalty bonus. The confusion is, at what level will you be to be able to access this bonus? Or what must you do to access this bonus? Let me answer question 1. You must be on level 1 to 5 to be able to what? Get access to NFTs. Okay. Beyond you being on level 1 to 5, I'm going to explain what you must do to be able to earn the passive income. Now, Lado is trying to create a use case for the stable force coin. Lado is creating what? A use case for the stable force coin. Now, for those of you that are seeing what is happening, what they did was, in the crowdfunding, the first account is called what? The product account. So the whole world, including the developer, everybody will be under this account. So this product account can make, for example, this year, say $100 million or more. Let's just work with this. Now, From this product account, they are using the community, including themselves, to build this cash that they are going to use to develop their products, to provide liquidity, and in the case of NFT, to provide the royalty bonus. Please listen to this. So it means that all the monies that will be distributed or that will be used to provide liquidity or that will be used for the royalty bonus will come from the activity of the world based on crowdfunding. Because this money that will be launched here is the multiple recycling of people connected to the product accounts, which we are all connected in chains. So Lado says that 30% of the money that goes into the product account will be used to service what? The NFT royalty bonus. So assuming in month 1, let's work with 1 month. Assuming in 1 month, the product account is, okay, 100 million. So 30% is equal to what? 30% of 100 million is what? Is 30 million. Now listen, dollars. Because they say 30% of this will be given to the product contract to the NFT royalty bonus. Now, these NFTs has 7 levels of the royalty bonus. Level 7, you earn 25% of all the members that have NFTs at this level. Level 6 is 15% of all the people holding NFT at this level. Level 5 is what? 14%. Level 4 is 13%. Level 3 is 12%. Level 2 is 11%. Level 1 is 10%. While level 0 is 0%, the level where your NFT will be when you have access. So now, this 30 million, for example, 10% of 30 million is what? Is $3 million here. 11% of 30 million is $3.3 million. This one will be 3.6, like that. This one will be 3.9. This one will be 4.2. This one will be what? Just calculate it up. Plus, that's about 4.5. The 25% will be about 9 million. No, 7.5. Now, how do you get a share of all these monies? It means your NFT have to be at these levels before you can share in this percentage. Let's start with level 1. So by the time you are on 1 to 5, you will have access to NFT, but these NFTs will be at 0 level. So it will not be able to access these earnings. This is very important. I'm just making out this from the chart provided, from the short video Lado did. I did not read this anywhere. It's just to study what they are saying and make something out of it. Now that you have your NFT, which is on level 0 and earn 0%, the question is, how do you move your NFT to level 1? You will need 3,500 watts stable first classic to activate your NFT. This level 1 is called the activator level. So by the time you use 3,500, so they are creating a use case now for the SFC. So there will not be demand for SFC. That's why they say that when the NFTs are launched, the price of the packages will double because people will need the SFCs to buy NFT. So at that point in time, people that have SFC have 2 options, either to trade it because people will need to buy it. If you're on level 1 to 5, it means your total SFC is just 155 SFCs. So if you must activate, you will buy. They will create a trading platform. You swap your money to buy SFC to complete it. So if you activate your NFT to this level by burning 3,500 SFC. So if there are, say, for example, 100,000 people here who have used 3,500 SFC, they will be here. They will share in this $3 million, say, in that particular month. How do you move to the next level? You will need three activator NFTs at this level. So by the time you use 5 times 3, which is 10,5, you will have 3 activator NFT, which will not take you to 1 supervisor NFT. If all of you here are 50,000 people, you will share the 3.3 million by all of you there in that month. How do you get to the next level? You will need to go back and get 3 supervisor NFT. That means by burning another 21,000 tokens to get 3 supervisor NFT, which will be combined to 1 to come here. If you people are 10,000 people here, you will share the 3.6 million. How do you get to the next level? You need to go and get 3 of these particular NFTs. That is, you go back by buying 3 here that will increase this one, that will increase this one to 3. So we are talking about another, in short, 63,000 tokens to get there. So that is how it works. So what they are doing now is this NFT royalty bonus is now liquidating the SFC that is given to us. So people that want to be part of this perpetual residual income in the NFT royalty bonus structure, we do whatever it takes, either by buying SFC from the community or by unlocking higher position to now be able to move. By the time I will take my time to calculate because if we are doing, if you need 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 to get to this level, that means if 3 will give us this, that means 9 of this will give us this. If 3 of 9 will give us 27, it's going to be crazy number of tokens that will need to be burned. And as these tokens are being burned and testimonies of the earnings on NFTs from $500 per week, for example, to $10,000 per week, based on your position. The highest position is the millionaire position, where you share 25%. So imagine there are just 100 of you at this level, and you have 7.5 million to share. That is about 75,000 per person. This is what we are talking about. Massive gains, massive potential gains from you being able to use your SFCs to activate your NFTs, which the system keeps burning the NFTs until the last one. So it means that these NFTs, the higher you go, the fewer it becomes. The fewer it becomes, the more rare it becomes. And in NFTs, the rarer the NFTs, the more expensive it is. This is how we intend to create the first passive economy in the ecosystem. So it's all about liquidating our SEs. So what we are seeing is that there is a very huge possibility, for everyone that has from $5 units of SFC to 20,475 SFC. In case you are not interested in the NFT, to swap this, we are waiting to know what they're swapping to, either to Matic or to Day Polygon. So what this means is that as soon as the NFTs are launched, our SFC becomes liquidable. That means it can be converted to usable funds, or option 2, to what? To activate NFTs. So it is the ability of the Genius Lado to provide this kind of ecosystem it becomes self-sustaining. Now, going forward, what do we now have? So for now, we have only the first classic, right? So imagine what will happen even if they told you 1 to 5, which is just for you to get NFTs at 1 to 5, but you don't have a lot of SFC tokens to activate your what? Your NFT. As we progress, now we have the first classic, and assuming we now launch the first classic plus and now launch the first boost. All these are crowdfunding protocols. The requirement for these NFTs will not be difficult because now it is just this one to 5. They might come and say, if you want to access NFT, after buying this one, you must buy 1 to 6 of this one and 1 to 7 of this one. Though they will give you different tokens, which will be useful in your NFT activation. So this is the strategy to bring more people into the crowdfunding. This will, in a long run, increase what? The money in the world product contracts, because as soon as a use case is created, everybody will want to be part of the ecosystem. And before you are part of it, what happens? You must buy slots in any of our packages or all. That is why we still go back to the foundation I've been teaching. The success and failure of this ecosystem is based on what? Answer me. Crowdfunding. Because even the money that is going to be generated is from the word crowd funding, which is the product account. I drew this product contract and I say the word. The word means you and I who are builders. So it is the word activity that will feed this. But trust me, if these NFTs come to life and people see a passive economy of $1,000, $2,000, don't worry. The traffic we are going to have is going to be crazy. Now, this takes me to a very tricky point. One of my big partners, Madam Susan, who did a fantastic presentation yesterday, triggered a lot of chats that I got. Now, people are now talking about investment. I want us to do this business based on knowledge and based on medium to long term. As your leader, listen to me, it is premature now to talk about investment. It is premature now to sell investment. To sell investment now is premature. Why? Because clarity on the SFC, on the NFTs royalty bonus has not been tested. So we wait. Let's wait. I say we wait. We wait because this business is on the blockchain. It means nothing will happen. Let's wait. Why do we wait? When the NFTs come to play, and we now see, for example, somebody that did 1 to 12 in your team who has 20,475. Of course, if the person add another $600, we'll be able to activate, 3 NFTs, in short, 6 NFTs, which will take, let's just say 3 NFTs, which will take to supervisor level and earn 11%. When we in the ecosystem have tested what is the value of this SFC at 11%, assuming the person is getting, maybe I have 1 to 12, so assuming I get $1,000, the question is, when? Is it weekly? Is it monthly? What we get at this level of 20,475, or even at level 10 of having the activator at 10%, what we get, we guide us on what to say. It will guide us on a clear projection. Another thing is this: once the NFTs are also launched, we will have clarity on this SFC. Is it going to be 1 equals to $1? Is it going to be 1 equals to 1 math each? Is it going to be 1 equals to $0.5? All this we do not know for now. Why is this important? Why is this important? It is important because, for example, if it happens that 1 SFC equals to $1, it means the person that invested $5 who got 5 units will be equals to what? $5. It means the person who invested $155 for level 1 to 5, who got 155 units, will be equals to what? $155. It also means who did $20,475, who got 20,475 units, will be equals to what? 20,475. If it's equals to half a dollar, it will be 2.5. It will be 76.77.5, and this will be 10,236.5. For example, if it is 1 matrix, we know that, okay, at current price, it will be 80% of our initial investment. Why is this important? So we know exactly what to tell our investor. For example, whatever the case is, we can now say, sir, if you invest 1 to 12, your SFC will be equals to $5,000 instantly, or $10,000 instantly, or 20K instantly, because now we have a viable working system. Or, sir, use it to buy NFTs. Every month you'll be making $2,000. You see, at this point, we are sure by the previous earnings and the present value of the SFC in the community. So I do not want us to talk about investors now because we still do not have clarity. Because investors are liabilities. All they call you for is, Oga, where is my money? Oga, you said this. Madam, you said that. Please, at this point in time, we are at the pre-launch stage still. It is a time to build networkers. It is a time to get people who are movers, drivers. It does not matter the level they come in, whether it's 1 or 1 to 2 or 1 to 3. Once they are movers, in no time they will end in 12, at least 60 to 90 days. Yes, so we are excited about this passive income being created. But ladies and gentlemen, friends and partners, the foundation of the passive ecosystem is still what? Crowdfunding. So it means you and I, who are believers of this ecosystem, must do whatever it takes to get to the next level. And that next level, ladies and gentlemen, is where our lives will be easy. Our lives will be easy and things will happen much faster.